My name is Stefan Trueck and I'm a professor of business analytics in Macquarie Business School. I'm originally from Germany, where I did a PhD at Karlsruhe Institute of Technology in statistics, and then I came to Australia and I've been here for 15 years, most of this time at Macquarie University. Business analytics is a combination of separate disciplines that involve data science, statistical analysis, and business decision making. So in that sense, it's of course very different from each of these disciplines, because it's not just about analyzing data, not just about collecting data, or not just about strategic thinking. It needs to combine these three disciplines to come up with the best possible decision for an organization. Of course, it involves a lot of statistical analysis and methodology, but it also requires this thinking of setting up a goal, then what is the best possible data that I can have to analyze to achieve this goal, and then applying the methodology. It has become very important in recent decades because there have been dramatic changes. The first change relates to data. We are able to collect and measure data that we were never able in the past. The second point is, of course, technological progress. We are able to analyze huge sets of data, something we couldn't do in the past, because computers have become so much more powerful than they used to be. We have better software programs, we have much more user-friendly software, so in some sense we can do far more than what we were able to do in the past. The third point probably relates to the fact that should we really analyze everything we can actually analyze? Think about your credit card company or your bank. They know a lot of how you spend your money. They know a lot about who you actually are, because how you spend your money probably gives a lot away about you. Or think of Google. Your surf behavior on the internet and what websites you're looking at also tells a lot of information about an individual. So the big question is here, should we really analyze everything that can be analyzed? Should all the data be used or be available to business? And clearly the answer is no. There have to be limits. And I think a business analytics course should also investigate those limits and at least discuss how far we can actually go with data analysis. Well, I would say that successful data-driven companies, first of all, they understand that their data is actually an asset. Yeah. It helps them to run their business successfully. But it's not just about the data, it's also about the skill set to analyze the data and use it in the right way for business decisions. So I'd say business analytics combines all these three issues and allows companies to take the best possible decisions based on the best possible data they can collect. We are looking at a lot of different real-world applications of business analytics and many different projects. I think I'll just mention two examples in the following. And the first one was a very fascinating project, because we had a look at the Spotify algorithm and how Spotify manages to select songs from artists that we typically like a lot. I think the beauty or highlights of a career in business analytics is that there's a lot of fascinating jobs in a dynamic environment around. Remember that a business analyst typically operates on the interface between data science, statistical analysis, and strategic decision taking. And of course that offers many opportunities. It's probably a very challenging job as well, because you need to understand all three areas, but it also offers a lot of opportunities. The biggest mistake you can make as a business from a business analytics perspective is to say, oh, we've always done it this way. There is no other way. That's wrong, because clearly innovation has changed the world. To have a career in that field, I would just suggest you have to find your strength. I think it's very difficult to be on top of your game in data science, in the statistical analysis, and in decision making. So you have to find probably not a niche, but an area where you feel the strongest. But at the same time, you have to be open to also keep an eye on innovation in all the other fields, because otherwise you will probably fall behind. And that's true for companies, but also for a career. Yeah, important to keep up with the innovations, otherwise it could indeed be disruptive. But as I said, I see business analytics more as a supportive and an innovative field, and probably less as a disruptive technology.